All right. Get the microphone up here. All right, welcome back. It's been a little while. I'm gonna do another part two to Tyler Davis. I got it kind of got cut off, so I think I may have found the video, the path video, where I got at the bottom, truth and transparency, where she did a walkthrough. So I believe I found that, and it's really good. If it's the one I think it is, so hopefully I'm more prepared with the videos this time than last time. And I would say real quick, I think it happened yesterday, but ROP to Charlie Kirk, wishes, prayers for his family. Um, I'll leave it at that. A man died. Somebody lost a son, a husband, uh, a father, and possibly a sibling. I'm not sure if he had brothers or sisters. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start this video. Is there a split? No. Let's do the bit. Okay, let's do that. And shoot, what I just do here? I had it all prepared. I thought, yeah, I had to get. Okay, so let's go ahead and I think it's up. Let's start the video here.
When I was on Saturday,
I kind of caught them in the middle.
Like another 1,000 flyers.
I think this is where she starts.
He's actually the closest one, because he lives in Columbus. So there have been multiple times where I've called him like, "Hey, I need you to go here." I've had a lot of people like donate flyers and stuff, or stuff that he can do during the week, such as like there's a lot of homeless shelters in the area, and we've had all of them, but a lot of them have really weird hours. And he's super cool about dropping off flyers and all of them. And then that one day we found that stuff out about Abbott Labs, and he left work immediately as soon as we found out and went directly there to just see what it looked like and what it looked like type stuff.
In a lot of missing person cases, we don't have identifiers on somebody's body to identify them quickly. But with Tyler,
no, it is the law, but it's like, I feel like, and even since I've been going through this, there are so many, when it comes to missing people, it is such like a broad area. Like, there's not really a place to start. Like, they literally are like, well, 72 hours, we'll let you know, type deal thing. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Well, in the missing persons unit, there's 8 detectives. They did roughly 8,000 cases last year. So they're kind of crunched for time anyway.
Yeah, you can listen to all of it. Again, that interview was roughly 2 months after he went to, and was he disappeared.
And they did a new one too, just come out maybe a week ago. Same thing. They just posted the same interview.
They had an argument, Brittany and the friend, when he had come back, and okay, you came back, but you didn't come back with Tyler. He was like saying, "Don't worry, he's gonna be back." Like, it's not. She says some interesting statements that he says. He says something along the lines of, "It's not like it's not. This place is like there's shit everywhere. It's not like he can get lost here. It's not like he can get lost." And this was before he was, allegedly, the force shedding. It's not like he can get lost here. So just he'll be back, and she was upset that, okay, why didn't you stay with him? Why would you just leave him? What are you talking about? And I think that I'd be pissed too. Like, what do you mean you just left him? He can't even fucking walk. He's hammered. He doesn't know where he's at. He has no idea.
It sounds like
I'd be pissed too, especially because I was in a.
So it sounds like he had an argument with his friend too, which I believe his name's Sean. And that dude's like just totally disappeared. So, yeah. Huh. Okay. I have to check on that. I didn't know that. All right. So let's do this. My apologies. I got to check something real quick. I'll be right back. right, give me one more second. All right, I'm back. Hold on. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, it's been a busy week. I just got somebody delivered the mail. Hold on. Everything's just got to be packed so freaking tight. I get it. So the mail delivered one of the neighbors' desk or something to my house, and I've been sleeping during the day. I had work done on my house. My sleep's all turned around, and so I can't really sleep during the day or and then the night hardly either because I've been trying to sleep during the day when they were doing work on the house, and then and then now got my sleep turned around. I went to sleep at 3 and then woke up 11, something like that. And I've been up all night. Hopefully they'll be done today. They're almost done doing the stuff, I think. And then I was looking at my package deliveries and something was delivered and I thought maybe I accidentally threw it away because it was small and they put it in the mailbox. Anyways, let's go ahead and play this video. You guys don't give a shit about that.
Go follow him. And you said, no, we'll be right back. I got it. I'll take care, I'll take care of it. I'll calm down. And so, if you're going to go tell me that you're going to go take, no, we got it. We'll be right back. And you're the only one that comes back. Fuck yeah. I'm going to be pissed at you.
Yeah.
And
I'd rather my husband be back than that dude.
If you come back and then this is the result. But why wasn't the Hilton involved from the beginning? I'd be going to the Hilton nighttime manager right there and saying, hey, do you guys have security here? Or does the Hilton, this area, have security? My husband, we've been drinking. He went off to go smoke a cigarette. He's not back yet. It's been 30 minutes. It's been 45 minutes. To hear that you're going and talking to the security people on Sunday night to let them know, hey, we're going to be walking around and looking for him. And that, to me, why aren't you doing that at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, right then and there? People tend not to tell the whole truth. That doesn't mean that they're involved per se. But if this had anything to do with, the reason that Tyler walked off is because, remember we told those girls we were going to meet them at such and such place? Why is the Uber bringing us here? Was the plan ever to hook up with any of those people from the doll house? Was it to ever bring them back to the hotel?
Did you think of that?
What little things that you may not want to tell your in-laws or even your parents about that you guys were considering doing? Okay. But
damn, I didn't even think
Tyler wake up confused because he's like, yeah, I dozed off, but wait a second. It's not that we're not at the right hotel. The reason we're not at the right hotel is because we were supposed to meet those girls at a different place. So him saying that we're not at the right hotel. Because I'm sorry, you're not mistaking where you're at. And if you're truly tired and you want to go to bed, the last thing that you do is go walking off. Someone that's exhausted, no, like I'm going up to my room and I don't give a fuck what y'all do, especially if he's non-confrontational. From everything that she's saying is that this is totally not like him to go. It's like she's the one that would ever go walk off. So for him to go walk off, but then here you have the Sean guy saying, well, the Tyler that I know most certainly would do, something like this. She says that he was drinking Tito's, but then also could have been drinking tequila. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're mixing tequila and vodka,
Shit.
Your night's going to be one fucking horrible night, man. Like
He could have
you're going to
out.
barf when you mix light liquor and dark liquor. You're going to yakety yak.
Mm-hmm. Don't talk back.
I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't mix dark liquor and light liquor. Ugh, the thought of doing tequila. Blech.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you're going to be leaving the Doll house, why are you guys waiting outside 20 or 30 minutes before you finally say, hey, can you call us an Uber? The only way I'm waiting like that is because that's what strippers do, Oh yeah, no, that's cool. We can kick it. Like they're just gonna tell you whatever you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're out there like, oh no, she said that she'd be out here. Let's just wait or whatever. And then the girl comes out, gives them water and says, yeah, no, you know what? I can't actually kick it tonight, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And then they turn and say, hey, can you call us an Uber? Like there would have to be more to that story that you would just be waiting in the Doll house parking lot for 20 or 30 minutes before you dial up your Uber.
Oh, they were?
You're requesting an Uber.
Yeah, if you were chilling, you were waiting for a stripper.
Why would you be waiting? And why is she having to ask this Sean guy to do it? Why isn't Sean just saying, hey, I'm getting an Uber? She also said that she was wingmanning for Sean. Well, wingmanning for Sean, wow, Sean has a wife, but to each their own. Like
he
may be in an open marriage. I don't know. Then she says that Sean came over and would play video games. He's been to our house numerous times. Well, has his wife? Like, when did Sean and his wife get married? Like, trust me, I'm not going to put Sean's information out there. I've done a whole big deep dive. I know Sean's last name. I know where he works. He lives actually not far from me at all. I live in Columbus. I personally want to talk to Sean. I just think that the situation isn't the situation. And if the situation would maybe become a little bit more clear, then the people that would have there's no reason to take Tyler. But is there a reason to jump him if you think that he has a bunch of money on him? But his card was never used. They didn't try to say, hey, go to the ATM, pull all this money out. Unless they back it up. And what was taken out of the ATM at the strip club? How much money was taken out at the ATM of the strip club? But I walked it all. I did a video showing you guys that area. This man did not walk into a fucking pond. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, this isn't it.
And then because they drug these ponds are these ponds are nothing. These are little fucking.
So that's the video I want to find. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I thought that was it. I want to find the one where she walks the area like I showed with the Jason Jakowski. That's what I want to show. That I think that's real important, where you can see the terrain. Well, the area. I shouldn't say terrain, but the area. Where he walked, and to think if they couldn't find a body out there, did he walk by houses, things like that? Was there cameras? But that's what I really want to. So let me see here. I thought this was it. And I guess I should have watched it all the way through. But there was another video too where shit. Hold on, guys. Sucks getting old. Let's see. This is her, right? I'm going through her videos. She does. Is this all her? Yeah, she does a lot of stuff here. Here we go. Yeah, where's the one? Yeah, it says path with slideshow.
Can like have some koi fish in that bitch. This isn't these.
Well, here we go. Looks like she's showing like an over the top view. So let's go
I
ahead
can
and
get
play.
close to that. Is you could see it from here, but he's walking across this parking lot, and he says it right here because you can't get past that in a vehicle. I mean, yeah, you can walk, and he walks perfectly as if he was, he's going to be heading towards back this direction. Right there it stops. And that's why I just find it crazy that no more, it's like he almost got picked up. It's like he got picked up right there. I don't understand how his phone makes a call at 403 and there's no location. Like if you're able to call somebody, that means that your phone's still working. Unless you purposely or somebody else purposely shut off your location services to Google. But, he didn't keep walking like this way to go to this building. It's like he walked back off the way that you would be heading back towards, this area, which is right here's the Hilton. But where he was like saying to her like that, 3:37 when she said that he was walking out of the woods, that's right here when he was doing all that. That time is right in here. And there's like an emergency, like it's all lit up. You're right here. 3:41, 3:40, 3:37. He says he's coming out of the woods or whatever. He's right here. That's where this is all happening. When he walks, there's a Hilton, so you're just gonna go straight down across. And that's what she says. It's like he walked towards the condos, which that's what these are right here. The white tops. There's like apartment townhomes, whatever. So he goes down that street.
You can't even see
it
what
was
we're
like he was gonna
talking
walk
about.
back
Can you?
down towards the Hilton, but then you can see right here,
Shit.
3:29, 3:30. Then he comes back a little bit, and then at 3:34, he's at this next building. 3:33.
All right,
he's in
hold on, guys. I'm gonna. I speeded her up, so. But let me get back to what she's talking about. All right.
and there's like an emergency, like it's all lit up. You're right here. 3:41, 3:40, 3:37. He says he's coming out of the woods or whatever. He's right here. That's where this is all happening. When he walks, there's a Hilton, so you're just gonna go straight down across. And that's what she says. It's like he walked towards the condos, which that's what these are right here, with the white tops. There's like apartment townhomes, whatever. So he goes down that street. It was like he was gonna walk back down towards the Hilton, but then as you can see right here, 3:29, 3:30. Then he comes back a little bit, and then at 3:34, he's at this next building. 3:33, he's in the middle of the road. 3:34, he's waiting to cross Stelter and to go, into this area. So at that point where he's at Stelter to cross into the Easton Oval, where like Huntington, Surge Staffing LLC, this is like Huntington over here, like all this area, these nice buildings right here. He would have been going 3:20 to 3:36 at 6, 15 minutes. How long does it take you to smoke a cigarette? He's a smoker. So how long does it take you to go walk off and smoke a cigarette? That's what, at that point, 10, 15 minutes? If you're enjoying your cigarettes, 20, 30 degrees. So,
The fuck.
but right here is when he begins to talk to her allegedly on the phone at 3:37. And it's coming into this area. And she said on that phone conversation, he apologized. And he said that he was just walking and he would be, right back. He was.
So there is some woods there
So.
right here. I
And he
mean,
walks
not
right through.
much. I mean, that's. I live in West Virginia. Those ain't no woods.
Clearly walks like right through there to get to the other side. He doesn't like walk around it.
There we go. She's showing the path.
And all through here is these little emergency phones, and it's all lit up. There's benches, and then during February, bare trees, so you can just like totally see through everything.
Oh, okay. So it was February. Yeah, be pretty naked trees.
So he cuts right through, zoop to the side, and he goes right here to this building.
Yeah, I think he pinged there, didn't he? Is that his last ping?
See, he goes up. to that
She
door right
walked the area and filmed it on her phone. It's really
That's not
good.
it.
I wish I could find it.
And this is when he gets on the phone at 3:42, allegedly with Sean for 8 minutes. 8 minutes as he walks from here to here to here. And then what Sean says that he talked to him on the phone about is, hey, your wife's safe. She's in bed. Like, let's go. Like,
That does
she
look
was
like
crying
a
before.
hotel.
Like, what are you doing? Like, get back. Stuff like that. And again, he walks up over by the door. Then
Yeah, that does look like a hotel. I mean, if you got lost, disoriented, you woke up, whatever, that does look like a hotel. And she also said that he was telling her your wife's upset. So they definitely had an argument, which And if Sean went back, it sounds like he was taken up for. I mean, this is my opinion. I'm playing detective here, so it sounds like he was kind of taking Brittany's side on the argument. So maybe he got mad and said some not so nice stuff.
He's walking through the middle of the parking lot, and he crosses on a little path. Again, crosses a another parking lot right here from 347. Gets to the door right here by 349, right there. Realizing that that's not the hotel. What the fuck?
That makes
then this is when I think he realizes that he's lost.
Yeah, he thought that
Because
was the hotel.
I still question this walk right here. 347. It's 2 minutes that he walks from this point to that point. I'm telling you, he's walking fast, which you would do if you're fucking cold. Okay, I'm gonna walk fast.
He's probably running. Yeah, he's probably running. I used to do it all the time when I was drunk.
Realizes that's not the Hilton. And Abbott Lab walks here. Then from 350.
And when I used to drink all the time, like from like 19 to 30s, and I was in the Navy for 5 years. I mean, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm 5 years sober now, but I used to drink all the time, and I would do that all the time, man. I get drunk, I get lost, and I just start running. I'd fall down, and that's like with Maura Murray. I'll do that case eventually. I want to try to maybe get my niece or my brother to talk about it. But anyways, because they're big into it, and like, yeah, I mean, that was just the thing. When you're drunk, you do some stupid shit, and
he then gets right here in the middle of the parking lot. He decides that he's going to, at 351, say, take me to Easton Suites right here. Then 352. And then right here, 353, last ping.
Right there.
It's like boom. It's like in the middle of, it's crazy when you look at it, but it's truly, it's right in the middle of the road.
So something probably happened. So if that's your last ping, that's where I would start the search right there. Right there is where I'd start the search.
So, and then, that's where all the homes are, though. They're in that, like, down that street that I went down, right back in through here. So he has a dead phone, possibly hit by a car. Okay. But he's literally walking. If you look at this, like how he's walking.
Yeah, that's true too.
He's literally walking the right way to get back onto Stelzer. And all you have to do is if you just go up Stelzer like this.
They weren't from the area, though.
You just go straight up Stelzer.
From Ohio, but they weren't from the area. Well, I understand.
This is Stelzer here. You're going to get right to the corner right here. And that's the Hilton. So he went, when he was here and he walks and he goes right, if he would have went left, okay, that's the ramp to get on the freeway. Again, but he's not familiar with the area. Like, he wouldn't know. But when he just left the hotel, he goes straight this way. Easton and all the shops, it's all in here. Lego. I mean, that's what this is, like, right here. Everything. Like, so why aren't you walking all through, like?
And I've been there. I've been to,
he goes straight off for the condos, which is like, I mean,
it's a nice area. I mean, there's so much to do there.
If you have Chang's, I mean, all the Barnes & Noble, like, if you walk this way, this is where all the shops are. And he comes out of the Hilton and just walks like diagonally on this street here on Chagrin to cut across where
and it's kind of a ritzy, nice area. I drove into it from the main interstate. So I live about 3 hours roughly around Columbus. And I used to go up there because there's not shit to do here in Parkersburg where I live. And there used to be a girl I used to see too that I knew it was from Parkersburg. She moved there and I was seeing her for, but anyways, we would go in there on dates and stuff. And like they had all these shopping centers and stuff to do. And they have like a movie theater. We went in and it was so nice. You could order food. And I mean, they just don't have stuff like that around here where I'm from. So they were probably from like a smaller town, and that was kind of like a vacation, If you live in a smaller town, you'll know what I mean.
where all those apartment, like the townhomes are over there, to go that way. And then that's how he gets over there. No, there's no fucking water over there, though. And then they ask her at the end of the interview what she thought happened. And her answer was, she thought that somebody took him. She said, I never realized what was going on and that there's all this human trafficking.
Yeah, she said police told her that.
Explain this stuff to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, you get a story, but because you know that's not what happened.
Now, has Tyler's friend been cooperative with everybody.
Definitely, he's he's had all of them. But why it's like all of a sudden? I think I'm just not really know.
I'll be right there. Okay. What's taking so long? Like that. What seems like to me is that those two walked off because they were supposed to maybe meet somebody to get something.
Yeah, I didn't know about hanging out at the parking lot.
Peace
there.
out and leave. That's sketch as fuck. Hey, you're not gonna go around looking for him then, even when you do leave, sketch as fuck. Then I'm not gonna get my own car and go look for him. Especially you say that you know that he walked off towards the condos and not towards the walkable buildings of the shops. So why would you ever go walking looking for somebody that you would be able to find and literally?
Whoa, hold on. How'd she have her own car if they took a? Oh, well, they would have to drive there, right? Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. I see what she's saying. But if she was intoxicated, maybe she didn't want to get a DUI too.
Minutes if you got in your car. Literally probably seconds. And I'd be asking Sean, well, here, at least show me where you last were with him. Like, take me there and drop me off, and then I'll walk around. Or I'll follow you in my car. Take me to where the fuck you were.
Yeah.
But I believe that we're dealing with completely fucking hammered people. Maybe on substances other than alcohol. And you never think that something like this is going to happen.
No, you wouldn't.
I do believe that. So do I believe that his wife is involved in any way, shape, or form? No, I don't.
If it was planned out.
I think that her mentally immature. She can't grasp how to, navigate when you can't find somebody and it's an emergency type situation that she didn't even think to ask the front desk or Eastern Security at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. That tells me that you have no critical thinking skills. That tells me that you're in a pure panic, but
and she called people to help. And she called like another friend to come help her out or whatever. And then like, why? I want to know why like that Sean guy, and I'm not blaming him, but I want to know why he had to leave so early in the morning, man. Like, unless like, I had to be somewhere at job and hey, I'm gonna lose my job. And, I can understand that. But if that was the case, why'd you go out and get like drunk the night before? And well, I don't know if he got drunk, but I would assume that they were drinking.
You decide to call all these people and ask them what to do, and then none of your friends say to do X, Y, or Z. Hey, But the logic of all of this, we're dealing with really sheltered people. We're dealing with very, and she'll say it, and there's nothing wrong with that. We don't do anything. We don't go out. That's not the lifestyle that we live.
It was like a vacation, I bet, for them to go there. I used to do it too. I live in a small town. I'm real sheltered. Yeah.
I guess Brandy took a polygraph in 2020. In January, she passed. I'm just shocked that the Sean guy has a wife, and Brittany's over here saying that we were like wingmanning for him. That's like, wait, what? He's married. What do you mean you're wingmanning for him? You're trying to like find him somebody? Like, wait, what? I'm telling you, you have to listen to like.
She did say that.
Sean wouldn't want to drive to find his friend, but he'll drive to go home. Yeah, exactly. Then why were they out that night? They were out for her birthday. I just avoid strip clubs at all costs. I don't think it's a strip club. I think it's
I think it's
like when you hear the story, it's just Tyler walking off, his phone dies, right? But then you have two people that just don't make the right, that just like, wow, what the fuck are y'all doing? Your friend that isn't coming back. Your friend isn't coming back, and he's fucking hammered. And I don't know why anybody's saying that he's not hammered. But I know when my friends are drinking and they're hammered, immediately if my friend's like, wait, what the hell's going on here? No, stop. We're not leaving Susie at the fucking bar while we're bar hopping for the Ohio State games. Like, she's hammered. We're not leaving her. Like,
yeah,
dude, no, that's fine.
Guys is different.
She can catch up with us, or she can call us when she, no.
But like for guys, it's different. I've had friends leave me, in different states. Yeah. Yeah, for guys, it's different. My experiences when I was younger and I was going to the bars, like guys, it's different. They leave each other. Yeah, girls, they stay together, and they very well should.
And so here we're talking about a best friend and a wife, and nobody gets in their car and goes and looks for him in a car versus on foot. You know how quickly you can cover that area in a car? We're talking seconds to get through what took him, these minutes. That to me is so fucking crazy. But I think it was. I think that Brittany was like, I can't drive. I'm fucking hammered.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I can't get in trouble.
DUIs are expensive.
But I think that somebody needs to ask those questions. Like, hey, why didn't you get in your car and go find him and go look for him in a vehicle? Why are you walking all over? What the fuck are you guys doing? I only walk to show the paths of him walking. If I was to go search for somebody, I'm not going to go walk. I'm going to go everywhere in my car. It's places that once if I needed to like pull over because I couldn't physically go down like a path. But that doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm gonna go walk. The fuck, it's 29 degrees outside. Why the fuck am I going to walk?
Mm.
And so hopefully this helps people like if this case, like maybe we can't find this is everything that you don't do to find somebody. So I don't know. This is just, you know, you have a vehicle. Why aren't you using it? I'm sure they asked in the interrogation. I don't think anybody got interrogated. Sorry. And you guys, this place is like crawling with cameras. There's got to be so many sightings of them all throughout the night. Like, you know, they have to keep this area safe if they want the riffraff to stay out. Sorry, but that's just them's the facts. Yeah, that's not correct. Report states Tyler was
Yeah, I don't
video footage
think
alone
you
returning
see
to the
any
building.
panhandlers
Yeah, no,
there either. Every
no,
time
that's
I'm up
accurate.
there.
Yeah, this place is it's very busy, but after hours, everybody's sleeping.
Yeah.
So when she's like, yeah, it's not really busy at all. Well, no shit, people are sleeping. That's why this whole thing of someone taking Tyler at that
in
hour.
Ohio, bars close, I think, like at 1 or 2. And here in West Virginia, they close like 2 or 3.
I would believe that if he never made another phone call after 3:53. If everything just like ended at 3:53, that makes sense to me. How Brittany is saying she had a phone call from Tyler at 4:10 or 4:03, that means his phone. Like, how is he calling you? How is he calling you if his phone is dead? Why would Tyler, in a drunken mess, think, oh, let me shut off my locations. Let me turn off my locations. What the fuck? Now she says that Sean is so techie. Like, he knows all that stuff. He's like, oh yeah, your Google stuff will like trace you all over. This is what she says in this interview. So, okay, wow. So then Sean would know to grab his phone and to shut off his locations, wouldn't he?
Oh.
So did Sean shut off Tyler's locations at 3:53? That's not off the table for me. That is still on the table because when she went ahead and offered up that he is this techie guy and he's really good with this stuff and he's the one that told her that, you know, X, Y, and Z can happen. And then I did the math from 3:53, walking from the point of when that phone was.
And that is true, man. Like if you want to get away from a crime, I think being good with tech and knowing how they can, you know, track you, whatever, you know, where cameras and stuff are at, I think that would be more important than knowing how to get rid of a body, or just as important, I should say. Now, I'm not saying he has something to do with it or not, but I don't know. There is some things like, I don't know. There's some question marks.
You know, the locations were shut off. You know, if he grabbed his phone or do whatever, maybe he grabbed his phone to try to type in and say, here, it's that you're going to the Hilton, you dipshit, not Easton Suites. He types it in. Here you go. And he hits something that says, don't track my locations or something.
Maybe.
Because the point, you can make it back and be at the Hilton at 4:15 from walking to that, from that point at 3:53. No problem. So again, but that would mean, you know, did him and Sean get into a fight?
I think they did.
You know, all it takes is something crazy happen, weird ass circumstances where you're getting into a fight, you sucker punch somebody and they fall and they hit their head on a curb and they're donezo, or they hit themselves, or you take somebody and you put their head into another car's window or mirror. You want to talk about like freak accidents as well. Everything that's freak about this, you know. But the story on why he walked away, I don't believe. If he was pissed, he's pissed about something. Why nobody just wakes up, and she was afraid to wake him up. Why are you afraid to wake him up to get him out of the Uber? And then you wake up Sean first, and you hit him in like the front seat, and he pops up, and then she's like, okay, well, how do you want to handle this? You mean your husband? How do you want to handle? Why aren't you just waking him up? What do you mean how to handle him? What's wrong? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Rockstar says it's a 23-minute walk. I'll do the math. So 3:53 at 23. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty close, right? I think there must have been some kind of argument. Absolutely. I don't think that
Smacking him and saying all your guys' comments about the
I don't think that
yeah, I agree. I don't know if it was necessarily an argument between Sean and Tyler, but it could have been Sean taking up for Brittany to Tyler. Yeah, I wish I could find that video where they walk the path. I tried to find it. Let me see. Let me try one more time. It's really wanting to show that. But her channel's Truth and Transparency. She's really good. She does some other cases too. Another thing you got, that's been tied into this thing too is, you look at like the Brian Schaefer, and I did that case earlier too, is the smiley face killer. Young college kids, which they would have, I know he wasn't in college, but the smiley face killer may have thought, and this is kind of like a urban legend type thing with the smiley face killer. Yeah, I just want to kind of do a quick one.
Smiley face killer theory. The smiley face killer theory is a controversial and widely debated hypothesis that suggests a group of serial killers is responsible for the deaths of young men across the United States. These deaths,
Midwest too,
often ruled as accidental drownings, share common elements, leading some to believe they are the work of a coordinated group rather than unrelated incidents. Smiley face killer theory. The smiley face killer theory is a controversial and widely debated hypothesis that suggests a group of serial killers is responsible for the deaths of young men.
What if I told you dozens of mysterious drownings across the United States might not be accidents, but the work of a serial killer or killers? It's called the smiley face killer theory. Young men vanish after a night out, only to be found dead weeks later, drowned in nearby bodies of water. Former detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte noticed something eerie. Near many of these drownings, graffiti smiley faces appear. Coincidence or chilling signature? The FBI remains skeptical, calling the theory a mere urban legend, but supporters point to eerie similarities. Healthy young men, isolated incidents, cryptic clues left behind. So is the smiley face killer real, or just paranoia running wild? One thing's certain, the mystery isn't going away. Like and subscribe. It helps a ton since YouTube's algorithm doesn't push dark content like this. And tell me, do you think there's a killer leaving smiley faces behind, or is it all coincidence? Let me know below. What if I told you dozens of mysterious drownings across the
Yeah, I mean, usually they find them, and there's usually like a smiley face painted on something. But a lot of college kids, go to water when they're intoxicated and drown too. So, but if they're finding, and it's just like a theory thing that detectives come up with, and I understand it's in the Midwest. It's like Ohio, Michigan, that type area. And with Tyler Davis, Brian Schaefer, going missing, the smiley face killer always comes up. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I didn't know about them waiting in the parking lot. I didn't know that dude was married. I didn't know all that stuff. But I mean, who knows? They're young, they're young kids. They definitely, I don't think we're prepared for something like this to happen, but man, who is, and who knows what they did that, they're not telling us, or what, things that could have happened that they're not telling us too. I wish I could find that where she's walking the path video. Oh man, my neighbors are definitely smoking some herb over there. I can freaking smell it. Seems like they smoke it every freaking morning. And there was a skunk out there for a while too. I thought they were smoking that skunk stuff, the skunky kind. I know she's got more than one video on this. We just got done.
And then show you guys something else.
Provided as these shoes are probably pretty old by this time.
Right. 7 years old or so.
Yeah, I'm looking at the weather report for the 24th of February. I'm seeing a temperature of like 29 degrees around the time that he's last seen. He's not dressed for that. It is one thing that kind of jumps off the page immediately to me, that I don't know how long somebody would want to venture out on their own, walking around in that kind of temperature. But at the same point, we do all know people that don't seem to, I got a couple buddies that,
And possibly more that, and that's when his phone starts going right to voicemail, assuming that the phone is dead at that point.
so what I would say there is at 4:11 a.m., he's officially missing in my mind.
Yeah, but here's what's weird is part of me goes, well, maybe his friend is just tired at this point. I mean, it's 4 o'clock. That's pretty late for somebody that's on a normal schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know what the friend's schedule is, but let's just assume that it's normal. So that's pretty late. At this point, he might just be tired of the charade. But
No, I get it, but Brittany's been very specific so far and very detailed in a lot of the answers. And what I almost expected to hear when his friend checked out, I expected there to be some kind of almost a confrontation between the two of them where there's, I can't be here all night long. I can't just keep waiting around. Some kind of back and forth.
I think she kind of talks about that a little bit.
Okay.
But again, that's a little unclear. I mean, there's a lot of information that I think that she's trying to process.
Mhm.
And with talking to her, one of the things that she said multiple times is that there's all these pieces of the puzzle that she keeps going over and over in her head and trying to, it's just like the scene at the strip club. Tyler finishes my drink. Was there something in the drink? And that's something she didn't think about for weeks.
Mhm.
But she's trying to put together these pieces of the puzzle. But I do find it very strange. I mean, if my friend, if the wife of a friend seemed,
She said that Tyler had all of like their bank cards and everything with him, so she didn't have anything. Also, what about the keys to their vehicle? Did Tyler have the keys on him?
at the time, like, oh, he's going to be back in a couple seconds. Okay, well, I'm going to head out. Not so big of a deal. But if the person seems pretty stressed out, and I would assume that if he calls you and then you get a blank call back, 4-second, nothing but silence call, and then you call back and the phone's dead, I would be a little worried at that point. And so I think as a friend, I would not want to leave my friend's wife there and until I saw him. And once I saw him, I go, okay, I'm out of here.
Right. But as you said, it may have been extremely late for him. He may be going off the fact that, hey, that
Something that's always bothered me is this: if you're gonna go ahead and leave anyways, why aren't you gonna get in your car and at least go and drive around and see if you can find him? If you're gonna go ahead and get in your car and just leave, unless y'all are leaving in some type of argument fight, like, dude, fuck you, I want you gone by the time I get back. You're not spending the night with us. Fuck you, you were trying to get up with my wife. Like, what are you still doing here? Like, some type of thing where it was, you need to leave before I get back. I'm not coming back there. I'm not staying there if you're staying there. Like, but for him to have the key in his wallet already, like, and they talk about it in the beginning, saying, here, in case we get separated, like, what do y'all fucking think is going to go down? Is y'all going to get separated? Or did you just give yourself that key, like, because it was planned that here, have a room key, like, was he going, coming and going? Were they drinking it all in that hotel room? Did, somebody leave to go to the gas station and bring back beers? I'm giving somebody a hotel room key for the purpose for them to be able to get into my hotel room. Not if they're just meeting me up over there, like, but they have to have a purpose that they're coming back there. Like, there was been a plan. And she kind of talks about it where she's like, it was gonna be a thing, like, are you gonna crash on the couch? Here. We didn't kind of know how it was gonna play out. Like, we'll just see how you feel. And if you get too drunk or whatever, then you can sit here. But I don't know why I would ever think that I would be splitting up and getting lost or getting here if we get separated. Like, we're not going to some, like, we're going everywhere together. That would never be my reasoning for giving somebody a key here if we get separated. So how are we gonna get separated? Like, we're going around together. Like, it'd have to be at the moment of me saying, or we're about to separate. Like, here's a room key because we're about to go our separate ways at that moment. I would never give somebody a key and say, here, in case we separate, here you go. Or you'd hand that person a key if, like, they're planning on staying there. If that was the plan. I'm not giving you a key to my fucking room. She doesn't even know him. Like, that was the first time that she's ever hung out with him, from my understanding. But if he's going to leave in his vehicle, then why wouldn't he go look for his friend? And the only thing that makes sense to me is why you wouldn't go look for your friend is because your friend doesn't want you anywhere fucking around them.
That quick call back that went dead was either a butt dial or this is Tyler. He's walking. He's making his way back to the hotel. Those were what we're told Tyler says. I'm returning shortly. And the other thing too, I guess, that we have to factor in is the friend is not leaving Brittany just stranded out in the middle of nowhere. Right. She's in front of the hotel. That's a big.
Okay, this is the big bomb. Fuck all that. Tyler's on the phone with that dude for 8 minutes, 3:42 to 3:50 a.m. He says, so he's on the phone 3:42 a.m. to 3:50 a.m. 8-minute phone call. Tyler and the boy. When he hangs up the phone with that guy at 3:50, at 3:51 and 3:53, it's at 3:51. He is saying, "Take me to Easton Suites. Take me to Easton Suites." That's how he sounds. I don't know if that's how he normally sounds, but you want to know what's fucking nuts? Is that the friend is telling him we're at the Hilton. It's with the big H next to the side of it. This is what this guy comes on and does like a big interview about. He says, "Hey, so if he's on the phone with him saying, hey, we're staying at the Hilton. You're at the Hilton." So he gets on the phone to ask his phone to take him to Easton Suites. No, the guy just told you the Hilton. You couldn't even remember it for that long to say that you need directions to the Hilton. Think about that. So from the 3:42 a.m. phone call to 3:50, then the cops were able to retrieve him talking to his phone saying, Easton Suites, Easton Suites. There is no such thing as Easton Suites. It's not going to encompass any place. But the dude, when he was interviewed by these people, like they did with Brittany, he said, yeah, I told him it's the, you can't miss it. It's got the big H on the side. Like we're at the Hilton. So if you're going to get off the phone with him for 8 minutes, how do you then, he's so coherent that you're having an 8-minute conversation, right? Like, how about this? She says that she tried to FaceTime him, answer it so I could see what's around you. So that you can then do what? Go find him, go get him. And you wouldn't do that by getting in a vehicle. Like, and the only reason that you couldn't get into a vehicle is if you physically could not drive. And then therefore none of you guys should be leaving anyways, right? But this type of stuff sobers you up real quick, I'll tell you that. I mean, again, this is somebody's version, this is somebody's story. But I don't believe for a second that if you're on the phone with me for 8 minutes and then when they hang up and they go to talk to their, talk on their phone to get directions, that they're going to say Easton Suites and not the Hilton. When I just talked to you for 8 minutes. So that's a really, really, yeah, I don't buy that.
You get a blank call back, and I would not want to leave.
Bright hotel with staff that are still working at that time. I mean, she could be she steps away from walking into the hotel lobby, so it's not like she's out in the middle of nowhere here.
Right.
The other thing though that I want to clear up, because I'm a little uncertain about this, it sounds to me that at the earlier part of the night they have 2 hotel keys, but we got 3 people. So Tyler has one, the friend has one, Brittany does not have one. But at some point, she receives the hotel key from Tyler's friend.
Yeah.
So am I to assume what I'm questioning here is when the friend returned to the hotel, does he use a key card to enter the room, or is he just showing up? He has no key card now because Tyler is out wandering around with the key card.
Well, no, I think what happens is when they return, that she gets the key card from the friend, because basically the reason why they gave him the key card was just in case they got separated. We're a couple. We're not gonna.
We're not getting separated, right?
Right. And like she said, she was trying to be a wingman for this guy, so he was, out looking for, a female friend. So if they did get separated, well, heck, if you can't make it home, you have a key to the room. You're welcome to crash on the couch. So it sounds to me that once the exchange happened,
Boom. He's married. Homie was married. You know how I know that? Because the police got his phone records and his wife's phone records during the investigation. And so you're going to sit here and tell me that Brittany did not know that this man was married? Because that's what I thought was crazy is if he's married, why didn't he bring his wife out? Why wouldn't they go out as a couple? Okay.
Maybe they're
right.
Maybe they were doing a threesome.
that somehow she got the key from the friend, and then she went up and charged her phone. But to me, and I know, I don't mean to throw shade, but at the same time, Brittany's trying to take all these pieces, and you'll hear it in her story a lot, like going back over something, because she's looking at notes. She's saying, oh, no, well, this also happened. Oh, and here's this other thing that happened. And she's trying to remember everything because she does think it's important to get as much information out there, because she knows that a lot of these cases there's leads by people just sitting around and going over these cases at home.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a month and a half out and there's no answers and there's no leads, you start getting desperate for anything. But
and you question every little thing.
Yeah.
You wonder about every little thing.
I have a difficult time with the battery charging of the phone and the battery life. A lot of that stuff doesn't add up to me. It seems like the phone is constantly dead, but there's phone calls being made. But again, it could be as simple as she returned back to the room at some point that she doesn't remember, returning back to the room to get a charge on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more to dive into, because like we said, at this point, whether it's calling a friend to come search around and call your other friend because you're freaking out, that's not such a big deal. But once you decide that you have to call his parents, once you decide that you have to call the cops, then this is becoming very serious.
Yes, it has. And a quick reminder before we finish up today, check out all of our when it comes to quality sleep at Stone, it comes to
My son.
Kristen in Osborne, Idaho.
next up we have Squirrel and Boom.
Past daylight. It's 10:30 in the morning. You don't know what to do, and it's serious, and you need to call Tyler's parents.
I didn't try to warn anybody. That was the one thing that I was terrified to do. I was like, I can't call his mom. I can't. I cannot call her and tell her this. I have to flip the phone in person. He's gonna be so mad. Him and his parents are so close. He's gonna be so mad if I call his mom right now. And I was like, he was like, you have to check out of here in an hour and a half. He's like, then where are you gonna go? Then what are we gonna do? So I sat down and I called Rhonda. And I was like, this is a situation. I don't know what to do. And she was like, okay, calm down. I'm sure everything's fine. And at this point, I had already called Franklin County Jail. I had already called the hospitals. I had already called, you know what I mean? I'm honestly getting all options. Maybe he got a public ear talk. Maybe he's in jail somewhere. You know what I mean? Maybe he hurt himself and somebody took him to the hospital. I'm looking at any of these different things to try to, I don't know, make some sense of this, really. So I told Rhonda, and she's like, okay, don't freak out yet. She asked me if I called all the jails, and I said, I call hospitals and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, Kevin's on his way. He's on his way right now. And I figured it out. I was like, okay. So it took Kevin probably about 45 minutes to get there. So I figured out.
So there was a video I was watching earlier, like go to my history, find it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I might be getting close to what I'm looking for. Yeah. No, it's definitely ahead of that.
Lost series.
Here it is.
He is such a good dad.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some stuff. Give me 1 second here. I got to do some maneuvering. So that was Truth and Transparency. Check her channel out. Subscribe. Like. She's got memberships. Get a membership off of her. So this one here that I'm getting ready to play will be, I'll read it off here. And
It's just really frustrating when I'm trying my hardest to just like stay strong for my son.
This little boy's father, Brittany Davis's husband, Tyler, hasn't been seen or heard from since February 24th, Brittany's birthday. They had planned a birthday celebration at the Easton Town Center in Columbus.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this hotel is so nice. It's huge. You know, like look at this whole area. There's a Tiffany's over there.
Brittany says they checked into the Hilton around 5 p.m. on the 23rd. A college friend who lives nearby met them. They walked around.
We had a couple drinks at a few local
There
bars.
it
We were
is.
laughing. We were having a great time.
Then they took a 15-minute Uber ride to the Dollhouse Gentlemen's Club for a few more cocktails. Brittany says Tyler was exhausted and fell asleep during the Uber ride back to the hotel. They returned at 3:18 in the morning.
And when he got out of the Uber, he just seemed really confused. Like he didn't exactly know where like we weren't in the place we were supposed to be in his eyes. So he just took off walking, and our friend was like, no, Brittany, don't worry about it. I'll go get him. And I was like, okay.
Brittany says somehow their friend and Tyler separated and Tyler never came back. She says he called her at 3:37.
He's like, I'm sorry. I'm just taking a walk around the block.
26 minutes later, another call.
But when I talked to him around 4:03, he said, I'm walking through the woods. I see the Hilton. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
A third call came in minutes later. Brittany says she heard dead air for 4 seconds, then lost the call.
It just makes no sense.
2 months later, Brittany says she's still searching for answers.
Like I'm not giving up. I'm not ever going to stop.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode in our Land of the Lost series. Today, we'll be discussing
Land
the
of the
disappearance
Lost.
one Tyler J. Davis. We ask that you please share the links in the description box and share this video with your family and friends on social media so we can help raise awareness of Tyler's disappearance and help find answers for his family and friends. We also ask that you use courtesy and respect for others in the comment section while discussing this case. Let's begin. By February of 2019, Brittany and Tyler Davis had recently celebrated their first year of marriage. Proud parents of a 1-year-old boy, the couple did not go out much. In fact, they remained close to their Wilmington, Ohio home more often than not. They reserved any solo adventures for anniversaries and birthdays. The weekend of February 23rd, however, happened to be one of those rare occasions. Brittany was turning 23, and the young parents wanted an adults-only weekend away to celebrate the occasion. The early morning hours of the 23rd began not too differently than normal. Tyler, a 29-year-old local business manager, came home from work around 3 a.m. after working his 6th and 12-hour shift of the week. When he arrived home, Brittany was still awake. A bartender by trade, she was not unaccustomed to being awake at such an hour. This morning, however, she was packing everything they and their son would need for their weekend getaway. After finishing the packing and spending a bit of time together, the couple went to bed around 5 a.m. Within a few hours, their weekend of celebration would officially begin. Brittany and Tyler planned to meet up with his parents at the Texas Roadhouse on Stringtown Road in Columbus at noon. Understandably, they
Texas
overslept.
Roadhouse.
They eventually arrived shortly after 1 p.m. They enjoyed dinner and conversation for a while before leaving their son with his grandparents as they headed out to enjoy some alone time together. Their plans were not overly extravagant. The weekend would be spent hanging out with one of Tyler's best friends at the Easton Town Center, which is a shopping, dining, and entertainment complex in Columbus. The couple rented a hotel room at the Hilton, checking in around 5 p.m. Their friend arrived shortly.
Okay, we all they're going to go over this stuff we already know. We heard. I was really wanting to play, and if I do find it, I will play it. I need to really go through and find that video where she is walking the path because it's really good. I've been trying to find it here. We're about an hour in, so I think I'm going to call this video. If I find that video, I think I will do a part 3 because it's really good. It shows where he walks through, and he walked. I believe he would have walked, like the neighborhood he would have walked by, where the ping was at, all that stuff. And it's really, and I like those videos. Like I said, I did one with Jason Jakowski, and anytime you can get an idea of like where somebody was walking the last time, before they disappeared, or last time we seen them or heard of them, that's always a good thing to get a layout. Now it probably would have been years later, but I don't think it's much years later. I think she did it not too long afterwards. But yeah, so about an hour, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thanks for watching. or nobody watch, but go back and watch it. If you come back and watch this, thank you for watching.